The bogs of northern Europe, with their eerie landscapes and mist-covered expanses, have long held one of the most fascinating archaeological secrets: the preserved remains of people who lived thousands of years ago. These bog bodies, as they are known, have baffled researchers and captivated the imaginations of those who study ancient civilizations.
It's like leather. It's been in the bog and it's literally been tanned. The bog acids have literally converted it to leather.
From Ireland to Denmark, the unique conditions of the peat bogs have preserved these ancient remains in a way that no other environment could, giving us a haunting glimpse into the distant past. Among the most famous of these remains is the Tolland Man, discovered in Denmark in 1950. His body, remarkably well preserved, was found lying in a peat bog with a leather thong tied tightly around his neck. The face of the Tolland Man, still seemingly serene despite the violence of his death, became the symbol of Europe's bog bodies and sparked decades of study into these mysterious corpses. What makes these remains so fascinating is not just their preservation, but the mystery surrounding how and why these people died, and what their deaths tell us about the societies that buried them. Tolland Man was likely the victim of a ritual sacrifice, a theory that has been supported by various findings over the years. The method of his death, strangulation by the leather cord, suggests a deliberate and ritualistic act. Archaeologists believe that these sacrifices were conducted to appease the gods, particularly in times of agricultural hardship or when the community was facing external threats. The bogs, with their dark and otherworldly nature, were seen as places where the boundary between the living and the dead was thin, making them ideal locations for such offerings. But Tolland Man is not an isolated case. The discovery of many other bog bodies, including those of women, children, and even entire communities, has added layers of complexity to our understanding of these ancient rituals. These bodies have been found in bogs across Denmark, Germany, Ireland, the Netherlands, and England, spanning the Iron Age and earlier periods. They offer more than just a glimpse into the past. They are like time capsules, revealing details about the lifestyles, customs, and beliefs of the people who lived long before written records existed. One of the most remarkable features of these bodies is the preservation of the skin, hair, and nails, which are often in stunning condition. The bog's unique chemistry, rich in sphagnum moss, which contains acidic properties, prevents decay and acts like a natural preservative. The low levels of oxygen, combined with the cool temperatures of northern Europe, create an environment that slows down the decomposition process, allowing these bodies to survive for millennia. Over time, the bodies become mummified, with their skin turning a deep brown and their features still discernible. It is as if they have been frozen in time, waiting for the modern world to uncover their secrets. The most famous bog bodies, such as Tolland Man, Grobbelaar Man, Lindo Man, and Cloney Caven Man, have sparked considerable interest due to their almost eerie lifelike appearance. They reveal not just the way these people looked, but also what they ate for their last meal. Thanks to advanced technology, including CT scans and DNA analysis, scientists can now discern the foods found in their stomachs, from barley and rye to various herbs, providing a glimpse into their diet and the climate they lived in. In some cases, researchers have been able to determine the exact season of their deaths, further cementing the idea that these deaths were tied to specific times of the year, such as the end of winter or the arrival of spring. Despite these advances, much about the bog bodies remains mysterious. The question of why these people were chosen for sacrifice is one that remains unanswered. Were they criminals, prisoners of war, or simply chosen as symbolic representatives of the community?
Who are these people? Why would they kill?
Some researchers suggest that the bodies may have been placed in the bogs to ensure the prosperity of the crops, a form of agricultural ritual that was common in many ancient societies. Others believe that these bodies were offerings to gods, made in hopes of securing favor or protection in times of hardship. The ritualistic overkill of some of the bodies, such as being stabbed, strangled, and hanged, suggests that these were not ordinary deaths, but carefully orchestrated sacrifices designed to make a powerful statement to the gods. As modern technology continues to unravel the secrets of the bog bodies, new theories and discoveries are constantly emerging. For example, the use of strontium isotope analysis has allowed scientists to trace the movements of individuals, revealing that some of the bog bodies may have traveled long distances before meeting their end. The discovery of these chemical signatures in their bones and teeth provides clues about the person's origins and travels.
We're beginning to realize from scientific analyses of some of the bog bodies that in the months or years before their deaths, they travelled quite some distance.
Suggesting that they were not always local to the regions where they were found. This has led to new questions about trade, migration, and social networks in ancient Europe. Moreover, DNA analysis, which has been difficult due to the challenging conditions of the bogs, holds promise for shedding more light on the identities and genetic makeup of the bog people. While researchers have yet to obtain full DNA profiles from many of these bodies, the potential for breakthroughs in this field remains high, particularly with advancements in technology and the increasing ability to extract DNA from the most challenging samples. The bog bodies have also captured the imagination of artists, writers, and historians. Poet Seamus Heaney famously wrote a series of poems inspired by the Tollund Man, evoking the haunting beauty and sorrow of the preserved body. The bodies have also been featured in countless historical accounts, documentaries, and archaeological studies, each offering new interpretations and theories about the lives and deaths of these ancient people. Despite the passing of centuries, the bog bodies continue to speak to us, offering a glimpse into a world long gone and yet still so deeply connected to our own. In recent years, efforts to protect and preserve the bog bodies have intensified. Many of the bodies are now housed in museums, where they can be studied and displayed to the public. The rise of archaeological tourism in Northern Europe has allowed more people to see these ancient remains firsthand, offering a unique opportunity to connect with the past. But the preservation of the bogs themselves is also crucial, as these fragile environments face increasing threats from peat extraction, climate change, and human activity. The future of bog body research is undoubtedly exciting, with new techniques and tools allowing for more detailed investigations into the lives and deaths of these ancient people. However, it is important to remember that these bodies are not just scientific curiosities or archaeological puzzles. They were once real people, living in a complex and vibrant world. The bog bodies remind us of the transient nature of life and the enduring mystery of death. They continue to fascinate us, not just because of their strange preservation.
Over the years, hundreds of bog bodies have been found in multiple northern European locations, from Ireland and Great Britain to Denmark and Germany. Dating back as far as the Neolithic, but mostly belonging to the Iron Age, these bodies were deposited in bogs along with animals and ceremonial objects as part of sacrificial rituals. The anaerobic conditions of the bogs have helped preserve these bodies, meaning detailed archaeological and forensic analyses could be carried out on them, including isotope measurements to determine their diets and, in some cases, DNA extraction. It's possible the bogs were seen as liminal spaces, a sort of gateway to the gods, which is probably why human ritual sacrifice was connected to them, although experts aren't entirely sure what took place. Some of the most famous bog bodies are Cashel Man, dating to 4,000 years ago and discovered in Ireland, and Tollund Man, dating to 2,400 years ago and discovered in Denmark.
But because they are a bridge between the past and the present, offering us a glimpse into a world we can never truly know, but one that still calls out to us across the centuries.